Good morning, Lee Legends. So, welcome to week 4. So I'm here with my dog Bella. So, she is my guest star for the video today. You probably can just see her forehead over the top of um, the video, but she's here. Um, and this week we're doing something called the Mandala Project. So, I will get into that in a moment. But a couple other things first. So if you are missing any assignments from the previous weeks, you are still able to turn those in. So I've had a few people ask if they're still able to get stuff turned in. Yes, you are. I'm more than happy to look at your work to help you with it. If you have questions, shoot me an email. Also, last week I asked if it would be helpful for me to host a Google Meet for you to get some questions answered as well, and there are a handful of people that said they would like that. So here's what we're going to do this week. I'm going to set up a time during one of my office hour blocks. I'll send out a Google Meet invite to everybody, and it's not mandatory, but if that's something that would be helpful for you to ask questions, um, things like that, you're welcome to jump in on that, and I'll send that out at some point, probably today. So you'll get that information, um, and for that, like I said, it's not mandatory. It's not required. It'll be during my office hours, that 3 to 4 p.m. block. So okay, after all your other classes. Uh, And then also remember that on each assignment, I do put up a Monday check-in, so that is helpful for me. Lets me know how you're doing. It's if you fill it out on Monday, then I'm able to look at it, answer any questions that you may have regarding this week's assignment or last week's assignment. Uh, so make sure to do that. So that's one way for you to stay in touch with me, and I can only help you if I know that you need help. So make sure to take advantage of some of those things. So I'll post the Google Meets code so you can jump in there if you have any questions. Um, if you have any questions about assignments, you're always welcome to email me. I try to respond back to those as quickly as I can. Um, and then also the Monday check-in is a way for you to give me feedback and get some questions answered about our assignment. So this week's assignment, if you go into your Google Classroom page and go to classwork, down to week 4, click week 4, and then click on the online learning guide. That's where your directions are going to be. All the directions are housed right in there. Wait for it to load. So also you'll see the previous week's assignments in there as well. And anytime you're looking through these and you see a bright yellow slide, that is a video, and that means that has how-to instructions, or me giving verbal directions on how to do the assignment. So if you scroll all the way down here, we'll go to week 4. Now multiple classes are doing this assignment, so your schedule for the week may look a little different based on your class, but it is there. So first thing is, what is a mandala? So a mandala, so it's a Sanskrit word. So Sanskrit is an old language. It loosely translates to mean circle or center. So jump down here so you can see an example. But a mandala is something, it's made in a circle. It's a design that has symmetry, so it's symmetrical. Like if you folded the top half down on the bottom half, or folded it, left to right, it'd be symmetrical. It's also something that's called a radial design. A radial design is a design that is designed around a circle. So those are some characteristics of the mandala. And so the mandala is a kind of design that's used in a lot of different world cultures and religions. So we see it a lot in Buddhism. It's used in Islam, but also the mandala and the radial design is used a lot in like Catholicism and Christianity, and you see it in a lot of the different world religions. So this assignment is by no means pushing certain religion on anybody or asking you to do anything that is religious, but it's more so a study of the designs. And there are the idea for this assignment actually came from my wife. So she gave me this idea, and she's an art therapist, and we talked a little bit about like what are the benefits of creating mandala and doing this kind of artwork where it has a lot of repetition. It's you see a lot of repeated things in it, and we'll get into that in a moment. Um, it's designed in a way that's supposed to bring balance. So I thought this was a great assignment too for during a time where we're stuck at home during a pandemic. So some of the benefits of the mandala is creating a mandala is it can be really relaxing. So just be sitting and doing something that has that repetition, that balance. It also is something that can cultivate feelings of happiness, inner peace, general well-being. A lot of people do work with either drawing mandalas or coloring mandalas to ease stress and anxiety. If you've ever seen like the anxiety or like anti or de-stressing coloring books, things like that, a lot of them are mandalas. So you'll see those in there. It's about that repetition and that detail. Um, so you can go through and you can read um, the other benefits there, but it is something that is beneficial. So this slide here, this is where this video will be posted. It's going to be like video inception. So it'll be a video inside of the PowerPoint, and the video is about the PowerPoint. So here is what you need to do. So last week I got all kinds of emails saying, Mr. Vanderbrand, what do I need to do? How do I do this? What does this mean? And those questions are great. I'm happy to answer those questions. But just make sure too that you're reading the directions before you are contacting me, because a handful of people did not read the directions before they emailed me for directions. So the directions are right here. So the videos, so there's videos on the next slide. Okay. So there's a couple videos here. You have two options. So one is a found object mandala. So all of my classes did some found object stuff at the beginning of this stay at home deal. So found object means finding things around your house and taking them and making art with them. So that doesn't mean that you can't use them for other things. So found objects, you watch that video, you can find all kinds of stuff that can be repeated. Pencils, it could be candy or food or socks or all kinds of stuff. So you could do a found object mandala. If maybe you're thinking like, I don't really want to do that, or I don't want to go find a whole bunch of stuff around my house and make art with it. You can draw or paint a mandala as well. So here's a step-by-step video on how to do this mandala, or you can create your own, come up with your own ideas to draw or paint your own mandala as well. So some more examples here. These are some examples that I've found from other classes that I've done, found object mandalas. So you can see there's, it's designed around a circle. It's symmetrical. One side, if you were to flip it over onto the other side, you would see that it's symmetrical. So it's got a lot of repetition, so repeated things. There's, here's like the clothing hangers, so it's repeated those, or I think those might be lotion bottles or something in there. Not quite sure. But you'll see all kinds of examples of all these repeated things, apples and oranges. So there's the oranges here. You got the red apples and the green apples. There's pencils and office supplies, things like that here. So this one's super cool. This one's super intricate here in the middle. But these are examples of found object mandalas, and they're balanced, and they've got repetition. They're symmetrical, I mean they're like mirrored on either side. Um, so here's another one. Here's the one with the socks in it. Spoons. You could use all kinds of different things. So that's option one. Option two is you could draw or paint a mandala as well. So I've had people asking for more painting stuff. So if you are thinking like, hey, I really want to do some more painting stuff, and you've got paints at home, you can do that. So you could draw it. It could be with color. It could be just black and white like this example up here. So trying to make sure that there's a lot of flexibility in the materials that you use and the materials that you have. Here's a couple other examples of mandalas that you can look at, get some ideas. This one here on the right was done with watercolor paint, but there's some other painted mandala examples there. So just to review, you have option one, create a found object mandala, or option two, draw or paint a mandala. So you only have to do one of them. You're welcome to do both if you would like, but you only have to do one. When you're done, take a photo of your work. So I did check in with the tech department at school, and they said that your Chromebook cameras all should be working to take pictures. So if they are not, restart your computer, and that should help. And if you're still having issues, send me an email and we'll get it figured out. Then you'll take your photo, put it into your slide presentation that you've been building over the past 3-4 weeks, and then submit it on Google Classroom. So remember, if you have questions, let me know. If I went through something too quickly, just rewind the video and watch it again. So I look forward to seeing all of the art that you guys make this week.